Hello folks, and welcome to a new Music Alerts video where I tell you what new physical music product I've received through the post this week. And in this week we have a vinyl special, so let's see what we got. Hey, first up is Jazz and the label Craft, an offshoot of Sony, and the 1957 release from Curtis Counce called You Get More Bounce with Curtis Counce, or more prosaically, the Curtis Counce Group Volume 2. Now, Counce was an underrated yet still respected bassist, and this particular hard bop outing covers jazz standards plus 2 originals. Next, we travel to the land of Warp and OPN, or, if you fancy, Oneohtrix Point Never and the new album Again. This is what Warp once termed as intelligent techno, but might now be termed as narrative electronica or melodic electronica perhaps. Saying that though, there's experimental diversions here, exploratory arrangements and avant wanderings, so be sure to strap in for the ride. Next we have a release on the Verve label and Samara Joy and her new release A Joyful Holiday, and why not? So expect bells to jingle and snow to come a-falling. Tracks include Warm in December, I wonder if this refers to climate change, and Twinkle Twinkle Little Me, the Christmas song, and more. This one is less of an album and more of a 6-track EP. Now Joy has a rounded, slightly smoky voice that's akin to Sarah Vaughan, well, in its presentation. So there's a real body to her delivery. This is stylish Christmas fare. Retaining that style and the jazz vocal direction is Melody Gardot and Worrisome Heart, the 15th anniversary reissue and released by Decca as a limited edition pink vinyl pressing no less. Offering rhythmic, soulful jazz, this, her 2006 debut of original cuts, sees her playing piano and guitar. There's a series of jazz vocal ladies out there, and Gardot is one of the best around. Let's keep the Christmas theme going, shall we? And let's do that with Gregory Porter and the Blue Note release Christmas Wish. Songs include a soulful rendition of Silent Night, a jazz-infused and slightly swinging Christmas waltz, and the song Someday at Christmas, done in a toe-tapping, finger-clicking fashion. So now you can ease yourself through this festive period with a glass of porter. This upcoming festive time can be a period to reflect on memories, happy and sad. Fans of the band The Cranberries can do that very thing with the new reissue of this 1996 album, their third, I think it was, To the Faithful Departed. Spanning 2 discs on the Island label, it includes 3 previously unreleased demos recorded in Paris during 1995. This release is rather thoughtful, full of angst, you might say, but definitely shifts the tone from their previous rather upbeat 2 LPs. Next is Someone's Band from 1970, the self-titled and only album released by this outfit, and that's on the DRAM label. It's now been reissued on clear vinyl with black spatter bits and pieces all over it. This one could be described as proto-prog, and that means it's infused with blues rock, and it's well worth tracking down the reissue. I wouldn't advise going for original pressings unless you've got the cash, because the last time I saw these things for sale, the original issues that is, one was priced at around £700 and the other one was priced at £1,800. So I'd go for the reissue if I was you. Next we have Seb Wildblood and the album Separation Anxiety on the All My Thoughts label, and I'll post a Bandcamp link down below. Seb is a DJ, composer and producer. According to the man himself, and I quote, "The record largely explores coming to terms with abandonment and what that looks like when starting to build a future of your own." unquote. Now, despite these rather serious thoughts, there's a real, I'm going to say this, a real melancholy uplift, if that's not a contradiction in terms, to this music, which I like quite a lot, actually. Next, we have American Punk from 1982 and Social Distortion's Mommy's Little Monster, reissued as a 40th anniversary pressing via Kraft from the original tapes via mastering engineer Bernie Grundman. This was the Orange County's band's debut 4 years after the band actually got together. Think chord-controlled punk with anger-fueled lyrics directed against authority. For the band, there was better to come, to be honest, but this was a good low-budget start. Next we have, well, for the next two, the final two albums in this little video, we have a kind of pair, really. The first one is from the French producer Viken Arman, and the album is called Alone Together on the D-Nature label. I'll put a Bandcamp link down below. This is electronica, but it's electronica with house flavors. There's sampling in there, there's percussive complexity, there's jazz infusions. It's very nice indeed. And kind of snuggling up to that from Virginia in the USA is Butcher Brown's 2 LP release Solar Music on the Concord label. This one mixes electronica, you've got sampling, you've got jazz, you've got funk, you've got a fusion of all of those things, and you have some hip-hop which is inserted into the cracks. It reminds me, in some ways, of older Ninja Tune releases of yore. And that's it, folks. Thanks very much for staying to the end of this video. Down below, if you can click on the like and subscribe buttons, I'll be chuffed to bits, and it will help this channel. So please do. Also, down below, I'll put links to Bandcamp releases and any other links that are relevant, and also you will find links to my Facebook group, which you're welcome to join, and my website, which has just been newly reissued, spruced up, looks rather nice, easier to use, etc, etc. So check that out as well. Also, there is a new Hi-Fi News etc video if you fancy that. There's Hi-Fi News, of course. There's trivia quiz, music trivia quiz questions in there. And there's some hints and tips as well for hi-fi. So check that out. It's exclusively available on Patreon. So Patreon link is downstairs. I'll be back on Sunday with a hi-fi review. And I hope to have your company. And until then, folks, bye-bye for now.